Time for the KinoCheck news. This is the biggest news from the world of film and series. Doctor Strange Benedict Cumberbatch announces sad news for all Avengers fans. New details about the cinema release of Sonic 4. And Star Wars seems ready to welcome Ryan Gosling to its world soon, in a film to be shot this year. There's also a new addition to Christopher Nolan's film The Odyssey, and news about the next horror film from Nosferatu creator Robert Eggers. All this and more now in the KinoCheck news. Next year, we can look forward to Avengers 5 Doomsday, probably the biggest Marvel event since Endgame. And as it should be in a proper Avengers film, we'll also get to see a large number of heroes. But we'll have to do it without one: Doctor Strange. In an interview with Variety, Benedict Cumberbatch revealed that Doctor Strange will not be making an appearance in the new blockbuster. Quote, "The character doesn't fit that part of the story." Nevertheless, fans don't need to worry that the wizard will disappear permanently from the MCU. On the contrary, Cumberbatch hints that Doctor Strange will play a central role in Avengers Secret Wars. There's also initial indications that Doctor Strange 3 is still planned. While Cumberbatch is cautious when it comes to specific details, he praises Marvel for their open collaboration. Avengers Doomsday could be a real highlight in the current MCU. Of course, there's a lot of discussions about which heroes will be involved. For example, the Fantastic Four and Sam Wilson as Captain America have already been confirmed. Chris Evans is also set to appear, but in what form is still unknown. However, Tom Holland's Spider-Man will certainly not be left out either. And there's also rumors that the Thunderbolts will play an important role. Avengers 5 Doomsday will be released on May 1st, 2026, and will once again be directed by the Russo brothers. Wow, Ryan Gosling in Star Wars. This topic is currently stirring up the film world and would be a real sensation. The usually well-informed industry portal The Hollywood Reporter tells that the superstar is currently having conversations about a new film. Specifically, they're talking about the long-planned project by Deadpool and Wolverine director Sean Levy. According to insider Daniel Rickman, the film is set to start shooting in the UK in fall 2025. And this means it's time to cast a leading actor. Levy had originally wanted to shoot a different film. However, casting Ryan Gosling would shift priorities and allow the project to really take off. As a true Hollywood A-lister, the name Ryan Gosling rings a bell for every movie fan. Over the years, the actor's delivered numerous blockbusters, whether alongside Emma Stone in La La Land, in the stylish gangster thriller Drive, or most recently as Ken in Barbie in 2023. The superstar has already taken on many well-known roles. In addition to the report on the Gosling talks, The Hollywood Reporter has also reported initial information on the film's plot. The portal found out that the film has nothing to do with the Skywalker saga. Instead, the project is planned as a standalone film in the Star Wars universe. The screenplay will be written by Jonathan Tropper, who has already worked with Levy on the Netflix film The Adam Project. So we could be in for a well-established creative team. The film doesn't have a start date yet. However, with filming set to begin in the fall of 2025, we can hope for a cinema release in 2027. A look at the Disney calendar, for example, reveals an untitled Star Wars film scheduled for December 17th, 2027. This could be the film by Sean Levy. One thing is certain, after many disappointments of recent years, the franchise could definitely do with another hit. A big name like Ryan Gosling could at least ensure this at the box office. Attention Sonic fans! After Sonic 3 proved to be a complete box office success, Paramount Pictures is now following suit. The release date for Sonic 4 has now been announced. According to the industry magazine Deadline, Part 4 will be released in cinemas on March 19th, 2027, and it can be assumed that Jeff Fowler will be directing the movie again. Many fans are particularly looking forward to the appearances of Metal Sonic and Amy Rose. In total, the Sonic films have grossed over $1.1 billion worldwide, so the announcement of a fourth part should therefore not be surprising. However, the first rumors have already been circulating that Part 4 will probably be the end. However, this is not really credible. After all, the franchise is very popular. But in addition to the main series films, there's also numerous opportunities to tell other stories from the Sonic universe, such as the Knuckles series on Paramount Plus. We're excited to see what other projects await us in the near future. Having already successfully resurrected Nosferatu this year, Robert Eggers is now turning his attention to another horror icon with Werwulf. According to The Hollywood Reporter, The plot of Werwulf is set in a dark and violent era in medieval England, where a werewolf is up to mischief. And to match with this, the script is to contain dialogue that complies with the language of the 13th century. Translations and annotations will be added to make the story more accessible to non-historians. This cultural precision is typical of Eggers' style. Even in his earlier works, such as The Witch, the characters spoke authentic Old English. Initially, he even planned to shoot Werwulf in black and white, similar to his film The Lighthouse, but ultimately decided against it. The film is currently scheduled for release at Christmas 2026, and nothing is currently known about the cast. However, it seems possible that Willem Dafoe will be seen again. Dafoe and Eggers have already worked together very successfully on The Lighthouse, The Northman, and Nosferatu. Eggers also offered Dafoe the opportunity to cast him in other films. So we'll certainly find out this year whether this announcement comes true. Werewolves seem to be celebrating a small revival in the horror genre. For example, Wolfman, a modern adaptation directed by Leigh Whannell, is currently being shown in cinemas. Another actor has joined Christopher Nolan's new film project. As the industry portal Deadline has learned, the Punisher star Jon Bernthal is to take part in the Odyssey. The new film of the Oppenheimer director is an adaptation of the famous Odyssey. It's about the adventurous journey of Odysseus on his return home from Troy. Studio Universal describes the project as a mythical action epic. It's not yet known which role Bernthal will play. The actor gained popularity for the role of Shane in the zombie series The Walking Dead, among others. In the film industry, he's made a name for himself with appearances in Martin Scorsese's The Wolf of Wall Street and Edgar Wright's Baby Driver. In the Marvel cosmos, he's appeared as the Punisher in the series of the same name, and he'll also be reprising this role in the upcoming sequel Daredevil Born Again on Disney+. Bernthal joins an illustrious cast full of Hollywood A-listers in the Odyssey. In addition to Hollywood star Matt Damon, Spider-Man actor Tom Holland will also take on a role. Zendaya, who was recently seen in Dune and Challengers, will also be a part of the cast. Robert Pattinson, who has already starred in Nolan's Tenet, will also be joining the cast. A cinema release has also already been announced for the Odyssey. Christopher Nolan's new film awaits us on July 17, 2026. The gossip factory concerning a new Oceans film is working overtime. According to reports from Hollywood insider Jeff Schneider, Deadpool 2 director David Leitch is to take over the direction of Oceans 14. He had previously worked with Brad Pitt in the action comedy Bullet Train. It was originally reported that Edward Berger, the acclaimed director of All Quiet on the Western Front, was also interested in the project. However, David Leitch currently seems to be the favorite. The return of George Clooney and Brad Pitt to their iconic roles has already been confirmed, and it's also rumored that Matt Damon and other members of the original ensemble could also make appearances. George Clooney himself had hinted last year in an interview with Uproxx that another Oceans movie could be in the works. Quote, "We have a really good script now for another Oceans movie, so we could end up doing another one. It's actually a great script." However, Clooney left open whether the new film will officially be called Oceans 14. He hinted that the tone could be similar to that of the film Going in Style, a humorous yet emotional heist movie. Ben Affleck is returning to action cinema, and even this year. In the thriller The Accountant 2, he'll once again take on the role of math genius Christian Wolff. Amazon MGM Studios has now released the first image. Alongside Ben Affleck, the Punisher star Jon Bernthal can also be seen in the picture. The actor was also part of the cast in the first part from 2016 as Christian's brother Brax. Also returning will be Whiplash actor J.K. Simmons and Cynthia Adair Robinson, who was last seen in Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. In The Accountant 2, their character contacts Christian Wolff to help her solve a murder, and they also receive support from his deadly brother Brax. As in Part 1, Gavin O'Connor will once again be responsible for directing. He's best known for the sports drama Warrior with Tom Hardy and Joel Edgerton. The Accountant 2 won't be too long in coming. The film will be released in cinemas on April 25th, 2025. A real feast for all anime fans. South Korean company Kakao Entertainment has announced that a live-action adaptation of the hit anime Solo Leveling awaits us. It tells the story of Sung Jin Woo, who fights for survival as the weakest hunter in a world full of monsters. One day, he's selected by a system as the only player to improve his skills. Solo Leveling is based on the original web novel of the same name, which was written by Chugong and has been published on the South Korean Kakao Page website since July 2016. The equally named series, which currently comprises 2 seasons, can be seen on Crunchyroll. However, it remains to be seen whether the new adaptation will be a movie or a series. There's also no release date yet. However, it's clear that fans' expectations are high. Visual effects and the authentic portrayal of the characters are decisive factors in doing justice to the original, especially when it comes to the realization of fantasy worlds such as that of Solo Leveling. You can find even more exciting news in the KinoCheck app. Download it now and keep an eye on the world of films and series at all times. What do you think of the latest news? Are you disappointed that Doctor Strange won't be in the new Avengers movie after all? Or do you think there are enough superheroes to make for an exciting Marvel experience anyway? We look forward to your opinion. And in case you missed it, here are some more news that will pique your interest. On December 19th, Avatar: Fire and Ash by James Cameron will be released in cinemas. And in order to raise expectations just a little more, Empire magazine has now published 2 images of the blockbuster. It features the so-called Wind Traders, who fly through the skies with gigantic beings. They're nomadic traders and live in a symbiosis with their creatures. Cameron compares them to the camel caravans of the Spice Road in the Middle Ages. The Ash people also come along with their mounts. They're led by a character called Varang. Cameron describes the character as someone who would do anything for her people due to a lot of suffering, even things that are considered evil. According to the director, one aim of the movie is to prevent a stark black and white portrayal like that of the humans and the Na'vi. The plot picks up shortly after the events of Avatar 2: The Way of Water and follows Jake and Neytiri as they encounter the Ash people. It goes without saying that Sam Worthington as Jake Sully and Zoe Saldana as Neytiri are reprising their roles. Apart from them, we'll also get to see Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, and Kate Winslet once again. It's finally official. Filming for Dune 3 Messiah is scheduled to kick off in Budapest in September 2025. According to the Budapest Reporter, production will once again take place at the Origo Film Studios, where the previous films were shot. After the huge success of Dune and Dune Part 2, Dune Messiah will continue the epic story of Paul Atreides. As Emperor of the known universe, Paul struggles with the immense power he now holds. The movie will explore the political intrigue, betrayal, and personal sacrifices that threaten his reign. The leading roles will once again be played by Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. They'll be supported by the likes of Florence Pugh and Anya Taylor-Joy. Denis Villeneuve will once again be writing and directing the project. However, there's one change regarding the cinematography. This time, Linus Sengren will be responsible for handling the camera. He's already worked on La La Land, James Bond: No Time to Die, and Saltburn, for example. We're eager to find out whether this change will have an impact on the look of the film series. Filming is expected to take place until January 2026, and the planned release on December 18, 2026, therefore seems realistic. According to initial rumors, Dune 4, which is based on Frank Herbert's novel Children of Dune, is also already in the planning stages. However, director Villeneuve has already said that the journey is over for him personally after the 3rd part. Another spin-off series and the 2nd season of Dune Prophecy are likewise in the works. With worldwide box office takings of over $500 million, Mufasa was certainly a success, even if it was unable to match the figures of the live-action adaptation of The Lion King. According to Hollywood insider Daniel Rickman, Disney is already planning the next movie in the franchise. At the moment, it's not known what this project could be about or who will be directing it. However, initial rumors suggest that the new film will not be a direct sequel to Mufasa. A story based on The Lion King 2: Simba's Pride seems more likely. Here, the focus is on Simba's daughter Kiara, who falls in love with the young lion Kovu. The latter is supposed to take over Scar's legacy, who once killed Mufasa. But it remains to be seen whether the project will actually be realized. We'll keep you up to date as always.